Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool, and welcome back to more Rogue Trader. Last time we left off, we'd come to Rykad Minoris to try and find our Engine Seer Prime. We found this tech priest named Pascal, who I assume is going to be our Engine Seer Prime, but currently we are working together to try and get him to, I think the governor of the planet or something, which is also where we're trying to go. We ended the episode by coming up here, and we're making our way to a door that we can see on the map right over here. But as soon as we stepped a little farther, suddenly we saw a host of enemies that were starting a fight, and I didn't have time at the end of the episode to do that fight. So we rolled back to our previous save right here, and we're going to head back over there to fight them. We also noticed that there's another door here that we skipped. It's not the door that's going to the capital, which I assume is where we're supposed to go, so we're going to want to go back to see what's through that door, as well as we missed a piece of loot. But starting out first, we still have to reloot this area, and I think there was a tech chest to check there. Logic, rather. Collect all the things. And Pascal's, of course, the one doing the check.
Operation successful.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Yeah. So we didn't have time to deal with this. Also, I'm not sure if we turned on the turrets last time. But here we go. So let's put ourselves. This does not count as cover. Why? Why can I not take cover behind the turrets? Well, there is not a lot of cover then. That's going to be exciting. Cabela's first. Abelard's pretty close. So having the two of them up front is probably not the worst thing in the world. Because we're going to want her to run into the middle of the group and start attacking them. They don't have a ton of health. Yeah. Magenta, hopefully we would have in cover, but that's not going to happen. So maybe we'll move her forward a bit in the hope that she can get cover behind there. Pascal is another melee character. His initiative is also pretty high up there. No, I would say even our slowest people are about halfway through the initiative turn. Is there anyone I haven't moved yet? Cassia. Right. She can actually get cover there. Alright, I think that's a good positioning start to the battle. Oh, you can't quite get to them. Now that is a shame. You could use death from above. So if I had her run to here, and then death from above. She wants an area where she's as surrounded as possible, and this looks like a pretty good spot.
I will leave footprints of scarlet. The other side awaits.
Nice. So the ones that had 13 health are left with 2, because she did 11 damage. Then she could do Blade Dance.
The shadow death is a blessing. Killing brings me no pleasure.
Killing brings you no pleasure. I don't know if that's necessarily true. And she has 4 more death from aboves. Dude. Anyone else that's 9 health? Quite a few, actually. Let's see. Ideally, we'd want this guy dead. Oh, do I want to get her out of there before the turrets fire? So are they going to accidentally target her? That's what I don't know. Well, use your death from above. Here. Then here. feel like she's a little overpowered. Just maybe. We've got this guy. I think probably just jump her to here so she kills both of them again.
Trust me.
There we go. In her one action, or one turn, she's taken out all of them besides 4. Sure. And then
The tenants.
return the path you came through. Oh, right. She attacks on each of those. I forgot about that.
The other side awaits.
High momentum already. Oh, come on. That's just insanity. Blade Dancer uses death from above against a target enemy without spending a charge, immediately making a melee attack against that enemy. The Blade Dancer repeats this combination up to 4 times against random available targets. If it is impossible to use death from above, the Blade Dancer only makes a melee attack against a random available target. It can be the same enemy. Doesn't say it gives her movement, and her death from above can't get her over there, so I don't think we can actually make use of that. Alright. That's our first turn done. We've left 3 enemies alive. Alright, 1 dude is left alive, a 9 health person. Okay, maybe we could have finished this at the end of last stream.
Time for this.
Alright, you move forward, then could you get him?
Not my specialty.
No. What about with lightning? Yes.
Absolutely
No.
not.
He's just too far. If I switched you to your gun... We left you where you are and asked you to single shot 57%, 14 to 20. If I moved you forward, 90%, 14 to 20.
Let's see how they respond to this. Nothing of value has been lost.
Alright, 2 characters got to act. That was madness. Cabella's turn. Complete madness. Got something here. That might be a body part, actually. Yeah, I think that's someone's head. So I assume when we click on the body, we'll loot it. Bunch of daggers, body gloves, long glasses. Yeah. That head has been looted. Okay, well that was a thing. Well done, Cabela. You were the MVP of that fight. Alright, so I think... Yeah, we want to get back to this door. Maybe we'll just go back to that loot first. And then we'll come to this door.
None shall stand in my way.
Just so that I don't forget the loot. Although it's probably nothing terribly important. But this right here. Yeah, just sellable goods. So that looks like that's all of that. Those are the 2 characters we've found that we talked to. Wow, we've got a bunch more T-posing dead people. Owlcat games have been
A new challenge.
known for having various bugs. Another T-posing dead person. It's fine. Okay, so this is just a small room. Judging by the caustic smell and the oily stains, Promethium was previously stored here. It must have fallen into the hands of the heretics. All right, Pascal.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Deathworld Origin, light flak armor. Base armor properties, plus 10% parry chance against melee attacks. World property, plus 5 agility. Armor is less, at 15% than most people. And I don't know if we even have anyone who's a Deathworlder. Or if this is just saying it's armor from a Deathworld, but we don't have to be Deathworld to wear it. So I don't think we were Deathworld. But we can put it on. So... yeah, armor 15 ups the parry chance and gives more agility. Parry is going to be our 3 frontliners. Probably not you. That armor deflection is really good. The higher armor is great. The penalty to dodge isn't good. He'll dodge 2% of average enemy attacks. Yeah, that dodge penalty is rough. Pascal's another frontliner. But his armor is giving him bonuses to tech use and such. What about you? Only reduces armor by a little. But yours is already giving you agility. Plus 10% parry chance. Or plus agility bonus dodge and parry. So she's getting a 6% dodge and parry. This would give her 10% parry. No, I think what she has is probably better. This slightly higher parry is probably not as good as the slightly lower dodge and parry, plus more armor. So, at current, I don't think I have anyone that I would want to have wear this. Though it is decent armor. And that's everything in here. Looks to be.
Victory awaits.
And back out to the starport, and we will go through the other door to the Imperial streets or whatever. Wait, why is this all black? Have I not explored over here? Just seeing stuff get revealed. Although it looks like I have no way to get over to there. Entire procession of cargo servitors was destroyed by gunfire. Not a single one of them attempted to flee. Yeah, servitors. Blind madman. Darkness is coming, and in it there will shine a spark of dawn. The final dawn. In violation of the right of operation, the shuttle's promethium tanks have been abandoned and left open. Someone interrupted the fueling sacrament. How dare they? Everyone of the dead have had their eyes ruthlessly burned. Yeah.
I won't tolerate.
Okay. I think now we are ready to go to the streets of the capital. Yeah. Ooh, level ups. Which means I gotta deal with level ups. Like, I like getting more powerful, but there's just so many options. Alright, choose a special ability. Firearm Mastery. I really probably shouldn't have chosen Soldier. I never use my firearm. Granted, if I chose Warrior, I don't think I'd ever use a melee weapon, so maybe it doesn't particularly matter. Until the end of the soldier's turn, they gain +4 movement point, and their attacks do not spend movement points. This archetype rank Characters can enhance their archetype's heroic act and desperate measures. Okay, that's what we're talking about. I was just like, when does this trigger? So if I used Ignatius's heroic act, then I get to add one of these in addition to what it already does. So allow them more movement, and attacks don't spend their movement. Till the end of the combat, the soldier's rate of fire is increased by 30%. No. Until the end of combat, all the soldier's attacks are 20% harder to dodge. Until the end of the combat, the soldier's range attacks have 10% armor penetration. No. Until the end of the soldier's turn, each of their area attacks deals additional damage equal to the number of attacked targets. Probably that. I mean, more movement could be good. Things that boost our shots when we never use our gun, or basically never use our gun. I say never as I just used the long las to finish the fight. But basically never use our gun. Doesn't seem good, but area attacks should apply to our psychic abilities, I would think. That are area attacks. So we'll go with that. Is everyone just going to get a similar upgrade? Yes, it looks like. Okay. So for you, this is a boost to your Daring Breach option. Daring Breach also grants... Can we see what Daring Breach does on its own? Well, looks like that. Warrior immediately restores all AP and MP and gains +3 movement points until the end of the turn. They do not lose movement points after performing attacks. The warrior has no limit on melee attacks this turn. Yeah. So in addition to that, Daring Breach also grants +10 movement points until the end of the turn. The warrior does not provoke attacks of opportunities this turn. Dude. That sounds really good. So he can just get around a lot more and make tons of extra attacks, because that's what Daring Breach itself does. And it already gives +3 movement points, so this means he'd get +13 movement points. Till the end of the combat, the warrior gains +4 movement points for each kill and may use their MP after attacking or using abilities. So anytime he kills, he gets 4 movement points immediately that he can use to move to the next enemy. For 1 round... Yeah, okay. Just checking to make sure that wasn't an every turn thing. This is until end of combat. Okay, for 1 round, the warrior becomes the priority target for every enemy hit by their melee attacks. Also, the warrior gains +20% parry and +2 deflection until the end of combat. Again, bonuses until the end of combat are a lot more tempting than just having 1 good turn. Though that 1 good turn looks really good. But giving him tons more parry and deflection. This turn, melee attacks deal an additional 2 damage. No. I'm just going to go with a solid no on that. So do we use it for 1 really powerful turn? Or one of these that boosts him further? Allowing him to move after a kill seems pretty powerful. But also, more parry and deflection until the end of combat is also pretty good. I'm gonna go with this one, but it's... He actually had a very tempting number of choices. There were some good options there. Ignatius didn't really have anything I cared about. Alright, Cassia. What do you get? Finest Hour, which was... The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. During the extra turn, there's no attack limit. Okay. Target of Finest Hour gains additional bonuses. During their extra turn, target deals 3 times the officer's fellowship bonus damage. Until end of combat, the target gains the effect of Voice of Command. So Voice of Command would last the entire combat on a single unit. Which, I don't remember exactly what Voice of Command was. And there's no way to see it. I do wish they had more tooltips. They've got lots of tooltips, so I can't complain too much, but the fact that I can't easily go back, like if I was upgrading multiple levels, I can't go back and see what features are without canceling out of my upgrades. So voice of command, officer forces allied to fully push themselves, increasing their characteristics by 14 for 1 round. And that means this would be 14 for till the end of combat. Whoa. Additionally, all of the officer's abilities can be applied to the target of the voice of command from any distance. Character becomes the target of the voice of command, cannot be targeted by this ability again for the next 2 rounds. Giving someone plus 14 to all of their characteristics and allowing... I mean, her being able to use her abilities from farther distance is cool, but not critical. But plus 12% damage on their extra turn where they get all of their AP and MP back, and voice of command lasts until the end of combat. That's good. Target of finest hour gains more bonuses. All negative effects are immediately removed from the target until the end of the officer's next turn. Target cannot die. Its wounds cannot be reduced below 1. Neat, but not very situational. We don't have negative effects on us terribly often, and we don't have people getting reduced to hit points, like dying very often. Target gains plus 12 temporary wounds until the end of combat. Meh. Target of finest hour gains more bonuses. During the extra turn, all their non-attacking abilities cost minus 1 AP. No, I think it's got to be this one. Solidly the best choice. Now you. Oh, you get another thing as well on your level up. That's neat. So he's got dismantling attack. Operative immediately inflicts 1 exploit on all enemies in combat, then makes a free attack against a target. That attack will always hit. Until the end of combat, the target of this attack suffers a minus 30% penalty to dodge and a minus 30% penalty to armor. Until the operative's next turn, the target cannot move. Until the end of combat, the target's MP are reduced by 3. So just keeps that specific target in place. Dismantling attack also cripples the enemy, reducing their weapon skill and ballistic skill by 30 until the end of combat. Pretty good. So in all of these cases, it feels like you use this on one big boss in a fight. You wouldn't use this on just a single mook that you're dealing with. Dismantling attack also intimidates all enemies in a 5-cell radius around the target, reducing their dodge and armor by 15% until the end of combat. That's pretty good. That would make it more useful besides just when we have one single big enemy to deal with. Target also provokes an attack of opportunity whenever it attacks. Yeah, could be good. Do we only get 1 attack of opportunity in a turn? Because that's how, like, D&D works, but I don't know if that's how this works. A character wielding a melee weapon creates a threatened area around them. This attack, or this area includes all cells the character can reach with. But yes, harder to dodge does not mean that she would be more accurate with her hit. This is, you first shoot and you have to hit, and then assuming your attack hits, then the enemy gets a chance to dodge. So making it harder for the enemy to dodge is okay, but it's not boosting her chance to hit. Until the end of the soldier's turn, each of their area attacks deals additional damage equal to the number of attack targets. Meh. I think upping the rate of fire for her is probably the best choice. Lastly, Cabela, what do you got for me? Death Waltz, which was... Blade Dancer uses death from above against a target enemy without spending a charge, immediately making a melee attack against that enemy. The Blade Dancer repeats this combination up to 4 times against random available targets. If it is impossible to use death from above, the Blade Dancer only makes a melee attack against a random available target. Can be the same enemy. Okay. So... death from above against a target, along with a melee attack, and then potentially uses it 4 times against random other enemies. The random is somewhat worrying, but it's probably fine. Upon using Death Waltz, the Blade Dancer immediately heals to full. The cost of abilities that cost wounds is reduced by half until the end of combat. We don't have a lot of abilities that cost wounds, but I know that is a mechanic of hers, and so that's something that would help us in the future, probably. Death Waltz also grants Blade Dancer +4 additional charges of Death from Above. Until the end of combat, Death from Above deals plus agility bonus additional damage. That's really good, because a lot of those enemies that survived in this particular fight survived with like 2 health. So having more charges and doing, what's your agility bonus? 6. +6 damage. It's pretty good. Till the end of combat, strikes made by the Blade Dancer, including attacks made as a part of Death Waltz, reduce enemy weapon skill by 2 plus agility bonus divided by 2, and decrease enemy armor and dodge by 2 plus agility bonus divided by 2. So in this case, it would be 5, because agility bonus divided by 2 is 3. So we reduce weapon skill by 5, and then armor and dodge by 5%. That's not crazy. And we'd be doing it to everyone. The penalties stack, so in the case of those enemies that we hit multiple times, we would be getting a stacking bonus. Value to that. Upon using Death Waltz, after killing an enemy, the Blade Dancer gains +3% dodge until the end of combat, stacks up to 6 times. Okay. So up to 18... Oh, up to agility bonus times. So for right now, it's up to 18% dodge. But it could get higher. Alright. I can see the value of that, but I'm definitely leaning towards these two. Either an immediate full heal, and then reducing the cost of future abilities, or just getting tons more Death from Aboves that do more damage. I think when I trigger her, this ability's focus is on doing Death from Above, so that she can just dance around and hit tons of enemies. So making it so that's just even more so and does additional damage. Basically, it's boosting this ability what it already does rather than doing other things on the side, which is probably more powerful. Okay, so this is where we came in. Right. The upper way extends across a wide bridge which is suspended high above the roiling waters of the river below. The bridge is densely packed with imposing and ostentatious buildings designed to flatter the vanity of the local elite. Cool visuals. Also, I love 40K's just giant statues that are just common, where part of living in Warhammer 40K is that people just build ginormous statues. Okay, we can't get down there to loot anything. What about you? This mansion must have been damaged by an explosion or a large shell. You can still see the text disappearing. You can still see some of its former luxury within. No way to get in there, it seems. Hello. Young Warden. A young man in a planetary guard uniform salutes you. Your lordship, Private Camille Regius, ready to escort you to the command center for your meeting with the governor. I regret to say that the convoy sent to meet you was ambushed and took critical losses in heavy fighting against the rebels. In other words, I'm the only survivor. However, the rebel force was destroyed as well. We can set out for the command center. Pascal. The success to failure ratio of combat objectives completion for this world's military speaks to its subpar efficiency. I will advise the local ruler to seek my fraternity's aid in upgrading their troops to servitor manifolds. Yeah. Just upgrading all of their troops into servitors. Fantastic. Awareness succeeded. Your uniform looks odd on you, soldier, as if it belonged to someone else. So, likely a rebel who is pretending to be an R escort. How did you make it out alive if your entire convoy perished? What can you tell me about the insurgency? Enough talking, let's go to the command center. I'm worried that this will go away if I ask some of these other ones, but I'm pretty sure if I call him on his uniform clearly not being his, then the conversation ends. But I'm gonna call him out on it. Your uniform looks odd on you, soldier, as if it belongs to someone else. Apologies, your lordship. The soldier draws himself up and goes to adjust his gear. It's a new uniform. The guards are in a difficult situation right now, so we often get issued whatever's left, and it isn't always the right size. Your mouth is full of mud, soldier. You are hiding something behind beaming hues of faith and loyalty. What is it? The soldier gulps nervously under the stern gaze of Cassia's ruby eyes. For fear, I guess. In times like these, if you give in to weakness, you're done for. And I'm not done with life just yet. How did you make it out if your entire convoy perished? The Emperor protected me, the soldier replies with confidence. I didn't run, your lordship, if that's what you're thinking. I was by my commander's side until the very end. I shot the last rebel from the gang that attacked us, but alas, the captain succumbed to his wounds, and the others had already died. The Emperor rests their souls. What can you tell me about this insurgency? The ungrateful rabble rose in rebellion against the planet's lawful governor and his lordship Caligos Winterscale, our ruler by the will of the Emperor. They are all heretics, deserving of the most terrible death. Order will be restored. The guilty will be punished. Alright. Enough talking. Let's go to the command center. Though I'm keeping an eye out for probably an ambush that you are taking me to. Yes, your lordship. We have to take this avenue. It leads to the starport. Leads from the starport right to the command center. It's a short walk. Oh, we've got to walk through a random avenue.
It's about time.
We can't walk straight across, your lordship. I'll show you a safe way around. Or you will. I don't trust you. Where are you running off to? Oh, you're following behind us. Well, then you're gonna get shot. Something large and heavy plowed down the entire width of the street. You can only guess what could have caused such damage. The temple's tower collapsed onto the pavement and is blocking the way. It will take days to clear the rubble.
Over there.
Over where? Are you talking about the body I was already planning to loot? Or are you talking about those goods? The temple door does not budge. It must be blocked. It may be blocked by rubble from the other side. So it is. Just waiting for this ambush, and this guy just standing behind us. I don't want a traitor behind me. Seems like a bad call. Alright, Pascal, open up this lock for me.
The machine god grants me insight.
Sanctified chainsword engine. Ballistic appeasement auto reliquary. Love the names of things in 40k as well. High octane promethium canister. Bunch of drugs. The shuttle must be what crashed into the building and destroyed parts of the street. There are traces of recent battle everywhere, including bodies in planetary guard uniform. 100% chance to succeed.
I've read about this.
Soldier's body in the general aftermath of the battle suggests the attackers knew... Hello? Can I look at my log? I didn't finish reading that. Alright, fine. The young man sighs. The remains of my squad. Once we've put down the rebellion, they'll be given the last honors they deserve as soldiers fallen in a righteous battle. The battlefield looks highly suspicious. Half of your comrades never even had the chance to draw their weapons, and the direction of the shots as well. The attackers knew exactly what path the group would take and how large it would be. Glory to the fallen warriors, they will not be forgotten. Let's keep walking. Let's go, now is no time for grief. Nope, I'm calling out your highly suspicious battlefield. The enemy is smart and cunning. Perhaps they were watching us. I must report this to the governor. No, you're definitely a traitor. Aim your weapon to the private. Too many parts of your story fail to add up. I'm beginning to wonder if you are a traitor. Yep. I swear, your lordship, I may have gotten a few things mixed up from inexperience, and that's why they don't add up. Please, let's walk to the governor's command center. I must carry out my orders. Once we get there, you can have the intelligence run a check on me if you wish. I am a loyal soldier, and that's the truth. Do not believe him, Lord Captain. Pale green is seeping from his every word, and I know this color of deceit well. I once mistook Felix's words, so humble and full of sweetness, for sincerity. In truth, they are poison. Fine, let's keep walking, or kill the private. In times of war, it's better to execute an innocent than to have a mole in one's rank. Yeah, sorry, dude. It's better to execute an innocent. This is Warhammer 40k at its finest. Blast you, scum. Aurora will get you all the same. Aurora and the final dawn. Yeah. I don't know who Aurora is, but... Yep, that sounds like traitor words. Wow, I am shooting point blank with my sniper rifle. Las pistol and a flak chest plate. Doesn't matter. Can I see what that had said? Not really.